Hello and welcome to another video by Helinika.com, a platform dedicated on the Greek language, history and culture. Today I will guide you through Greece's mainland. Exactly, I won't be mentioning any islands today, but I will be mentioning the places that I would visit if I were to travel to Greece for 2 weeks. To begin with, let's start with the main regions of mainland Greece, which are of course Thrace, Macedonia, Epirus, Thessaly, Sterea and the Peloponnese. So if you're lucky enough, you can find a direct flight that lands in one of Thrace's main airports. Thrace is located in the northern eastern part of Greece, and it's sometimes forgotten by the locals, unfortunately. And if you're not from the Balkan Peninsula, there's a great chance you've never heard about it. However, Thrace is of cultural and historical significance. And if I had to choose one city to visit there, that would definitely be Xanthi. That actually resembles a lot those smaller towns in Central Europe. There is a river crossing it, and it's full of this typical neoclassical mansions that you find all over Europe. At the same time, Xanthi is full of some historical Byzantine churches. And although it was indeed a very important part of the Byzantine Empire, it does have a history that dates back to ancient antiquity. In fact, the name Xanthi probably derives from an Amazon queen that was rumored to be ruling the entire area. She was called Xanthi, of course, but others say that the name comes from the horse of King Diomedes that was called Xanthos. Whatever the story behind the naming is, we do know that it is a very old city. From there, you can rent a car and visit all the other places in Greece. First stop, of course, would be the Macedonia region, and specifically the city of Thessaloniki and the nearby vacation area for northern Greeks, Helinika. Helinika, I would say, is like an island that is, however, connected to the mainland. It has perhaps some of the most organized swimming areas in the region, or perhaps all over Greece, and it is quite green. And Thessaloniki is, of course, the second largest or most populated city of the country. And of course, if you want to learn more about Greece, you have to visit it for this exact region. Also, if you love medieval history, this is the city for you. Athens, I would say, is the city for those who love ancient history, and perhaps Thessaloniki for those who love medieval history. Moving on from there, first of all, I should say that I would spend perhaps 3-4 days in Helinika and Thessaloniki, 2 days in Xanthi, and from there I would move to Epirus, where I would spend at least 2 more days. Epirus is very unique in Greece, especially because of its climate. Yes, Thrace and Macedonia have a colder climate and more humid climate than the rest of Greece. However, this is even more intense in Epirus because of Pindos, the mountain range with that name, that basically blocks all the storms that come from Western Europe, making it one of the rainiest places in Greece, which means that it's also one of the greenest. So it's really worth visiting Pindos and all the traditional villages there, but also the lake and the city of Ioannina, a very popular student city with a lot of historical buildings that will make you think that you are perhaps in a fairy tale somewhere in Northern Europe rather than in Greece, and that's what makes it really special. From there, you can travel to another very important part of Greece, Thessaly, and where should I begin there? You should definitely visit Mount Olympus, the home of the gods according to the ancient Greeks, Meteora, these beautiful, breathtaking hills with monasteries built on top of them, and then Pelio, the home of King Pelias and Jason, if you know Jason and the Argonautica. If you don't know, there are different videos on this channel dedicated on that, and perhaps you can listen to my podcast on the Greek epics that was posted the previous week. From there, after spending another couple of days or even more, I would go to Sterea Ελλάδα. I would visit Delphi in Greek, a very important historical landmark from ancient Greece. I would visit Elefsina, of course, and then I would go to the whole Attica region, Athens with all the important landmarks such as the Parthenon, Sunio, where the temple of Poseidon is, and there are several videos that are dedicated just on Attica and on Athens. So you should definitely also watch these videos as well after you finish with this one. From there, I would travel to the southern part of mainland Greece, which is of course the Peloponnese, which has a history that dates back to ancient antiquity, but the Peloponnese played also a very important role in Greece's recent history and in the Greek Revolution against the Ottoman Empire. Again, there is a separate video on that. The first place I would visit in the Peloponnese would definitely be Nafplio, in close proximity to Athens, which was the first capital of Greece and one popular Greek destination for newlyweds, actually, especially in the 70s and the 80s. Then I would go to the ancient theater of Epidavros. If you visit in the summer, perhaps you can watch a play during the festival of Epidavros. Then I would go down to Sparta and visit all the historical landmarks surrounding this city. Keep in mind that obviously, modern Sparta is not gonna look like ancient Sparta, so I don't want you to be disappointed here. And finally, I would go down to Monemvasia and visit the medieval fortress city that is perhaps the most romantic Greek destination. Again, if you want to watch more romantic Greek destinations, I have a separate video on that as well. And lastly, from there, I would visit what is technically an island, but because it's so close to the mainland and there are not many options to spend the night there, I would consider it as part of the Peloponnese. And that is, of course, Elafonisos, one of the most beautiful swimming spots, not of the Peloponnese, but of Greece as a whole. So here you have it. Now, this is perhaps a schedule for someone who loves being on their feet all the time and travel from place to place. Now, if you want a more laid-back schedule for your 2-week vacation, then maybe I would focus more on Macedonia, meaning Thessaloniki and Chalkidiki, Thessaly, with a focus on Meteora and Pylio, then Sterea Ελλάδα with a focus on Athens, and then in the Peloponnese with a focus on Nafplio and Monemvasia and then Elafonisos, if you would like to skip some areas and have a more relaxed vacation, of course. So I hope this video was helpful, and don't forget that I do have a lot more videos dedicated on Greek islands, Greek swimming spots, and so many different videos on places you should visit in Greece and do's and don'ts, what you should wear there. I also have a lot of videos dedicated on the Greek culture and of course on the Greek history. So if any of these things are of interest to you, you can subscribe, you can share this video with a friend, you can like, you can leave a comment, and the list goes on. So see you again soon with another video. Bye!